All right, our offer was accepted. We are buying the house, and I have to wire the initial deposit right now of $45,000. Here's the reference number. I just got off the phone with them. It's all correct. That is the linoleum tile for the new hospital set. I'm gonna go drop it off at One Take Studios right now, after I help my wife with the TV in the guest house.
You're gonna pick that? I'll do it. I like doing this. Oh man, his root's still in there.
We got a new door,
Oh,
by the way.
Also,
You like the new door, guys? We like it.
I need you to.
Yeah, whenever stuff's happening, and there's a lot of stuff happening, people have been getting good DMs. So what's happening in here tomorrow? Why is there all this stuff in here?
We are getting our curtains installed, but we're missing one of these that goes on the wall. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it.
You already messaged them.
Who?
The company.
Yeah, I know. So.
And then TV's going up. Curtains were supposed to go up, and then we got a light that's going there. And then are we done?
I think we're done.
And we're done?
Oh, now all we're waiting for is our.
Well, curtains in here too.
Yeah.
Those will go up.
I tried to hang it to see if it goes above that thing, and it does. Thank God. I thought I measured wrong, but it hangs above it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Looking good though. I need to get weed spray for the court too. We have a, is it a baby shower or
Yeah.
a baby shower here this weekend? So I gotta go get some weed spray, and there's weeds popping up all over the yard. Clean up the yard, clean up the court, get the property ready for our first, well actually not first baby shower.
No, I think our fourth.
We've had multiple baby showers. I take that back. But nice little payday for them to come in, utilize the yard for the day, for the afternoon, for a few hours. Take it. We'll take it.
Alright, now before you go, can you help me put those?
This is looking so good. So this room right here is gonna be like the waiting room. And then there will be a door where that pink stuff is right there. And that door will then lead to the operational room or doctor's office, hospital room, whatever. My mind's a little fried right now, but hospital room, waiting room, you'll be able to kind of do a shot going between both or looking one room into the other. It's gonna be really, really cool. And then not sure what we're gonna do over here yet, but obviously since we put up these walls and cut out that window for the hospital room, we could completely do something for this corner right now. Right now we're just gonna paint it because we're not sure what we wanna do with it, but I was thinking an elevator could be cool. So if you guys think an elevator set would be cool, it definitely would be fitting for hospital room or hospital. So, plus it's always hard to find like a elevator set to shoot in. So maybe, we'll see. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. All right, our offer was accepted. We are buying the house, and I have to wire the initial deposit right now of $45,000. It's always a very exciting yet anxious and nerve-wracking time because all of this money you've saved up, you have to now go spend. So yeah, I gotta wire this initial deposit, which I think is 3% of the purchase price, $45,000, and then the remaining 17% will be due when we go to close on like April 15th, I think is our close date. So very exciting, but very nerve-wracking. Here we go. Come on. Bring your ass in here.
It is fucking freezing in this house.
Wired to Glen Oaks escrow from our checking, $45,000. Here's the reference number. I just got off the phone with them. It's all correct. It exceeds the daily limit. See, I thought that you couldn't, so I'm gonna have to go in. Gosh, dang,
Well, I'll go
so
with you
annoying.
because I want to go to that. Whatchamacallit?
So we just did a thing. What thing did we do?
No, you can't say that. That's a millennial thing to do.
What?
Millennials say just did a thing and it gives our age away. So, we
What?
just invested in a new business
Yeah.
and you guys will see.
Soon enough.
Did you hear?
Are you nervous?
Yeah! Freaking nervous.
Are you confident?
I mean, anytime you're spending a large amount of money, it's very scary.
Yeah.
I feel more. I mean, it's so hard to know if I was more scared for this than I was for OG Honeymoon. Because OG Honeymoon, I was still just your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it really wasn't my money.
And now we're a family. We got kids. We got all these responsibilities. We got other businesses. So it's definitely.
I think it's scarier now.
And it's our biggest purchase ever.
Is it?
Yeah.
Most expensive?
Not even close. Yeah. Name a purchase that's bigger. Nothing's been bigger than this. So. So I took to my Instagram, what was that, yesterday now, and I made a post that's very heavily debated right now on my Instagram if you go there. But basically the topic was talking about influencer marketing and versus, brands and what they're paying them and what influencers are charging and my viewpoints and perspectives on the matter, just because I come from both worlds. So I feel like I have a very unique and accurate perspective on the situation because I came up as a filmmaker with a popular YouTube channel who had influence. I have created my own brands and companies of which now pay influencers for content. I myself am still obviously an influencer and have brand deals. And so I feel like I have a very unique perspective on it. And so I took to my Instagram, made this post, my thoughts. Obviously there's a lot of people that agree with me. There's a lot of people that disagree. And you're gonna have that with any stance you take, right? Not everyone's going to be 100% on your side. And I understand that. But I want, this is more of a life lesson and a teaching moment for a lot of you guys who maybe, influencers looking for brand deals and want to build, a long-term relationship with brands and influence. And in my opinion, brands right now are overpaying for influencers because influencers are overcharging for their influence. It's a little bit different now than it was even some years ago. There are just so many content creators and the algorithms on these different platforms are just spiking videos where they get all these views and interaction, but they really don't have maybe the solid fan base, audience, and trusted fan base that they think they have. They don't really have, most influencers, not all, have the influence over their audience that they think they do. Just because you have views or you have a lot of followers does not mean that you as an influencer translate to business and converting those followers. And so it's important to understand, to really assess your value, because if you're an influencer and you're being paid to do something, you're not being paid to do the work plus your influence. And I think that's a common misconception, because otherwise brands would just go hire a production company or videographer or do it in-house and create the content that they need. Why they are hiring influencers is for that reason, for their influence, in hopes that obviously they get their brand, their product into a new pool, a new audience, but also brands are looking to make money on that investment in you as an influencer. And if they can't make money, they're not going to pay influencers. And just as you, as a creative influencer, a business owner, you are a creator and influencer, you probably have your own production company, your own business, your own LLC, right? And just as you are trying to make money and be profitable in your craft, these businesses are trying to be profitable in their business. And it's not a one-way street. You don't, as the influencer, get to make all this money, and then the brand, you don't convert for the brand of which they're hiring you for. So I think it's just important to understand and be reasonable with your rates, and understand there are people behind these brands that spend their livelihoods, their time, their money to build and grow these brands, whether it's a big brand or it's a small brand. And so when you charge, I don't want to say overcharge, but when you price these ridiculous fees and then your numbers on the back end don't back that up, there's a problem there. And you need to understand that. That's not how business works. And I've been in the game a long time. And so I just feel like I have a unique perspective. And there's more that I wanted to say about this, but I don't want to go too long and in depth and get too winded about it. But I guess a quick example, if I as a company, let's just say Prism Lens Effects, want to hire an influencer and I pay them $1,000 for a reel, and I give them a promo code to promote to their audience, and I pay them for that piece of content, they post it, promote their code, and not one sale is tracked, that is a huge loss for me, whether or not there was eyes on their piece of content. And so now you take that at scale, paying someone $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Brands and businesses cannot stay in business if you as an influencer are not converting for them. And so, people want to say, oh, it's the eyes, it's the traction, it's the attention. Well, we and brands in general, like we as brands or any other brand, can get eyes on their product by running ads. We've ran very profitable ads for a long time through UGC content we've made ourselves. And we've had great success with that. And we've honestly hadn't had great success with influencers. And so I just think there's a lot of influencers that are overvaluing themselves. And if you want to be in the game for the long haul and not just a quick buck, then I don't want to say you need to come down on your prices, because I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. I'm just trying to give you a piece of advice. If you want to build long-term relationships with brands and work for years on end with these brands, and then also let good word of mouth spread between these brands and other companies about your work and what you're able to do for a company, that's where you build long-term growth and can see really big money down the line. But just doing these quick one-offs because you want to get paid $5,000 for a YouTube video, but it doesn't do anything for the brand, it's not sustainable and for either party. And sure, there's been occasions where I've secured a huge bag and I knew for what the project was, it was not going to generate that type of income or revenue for that brand. And I felt scummy doing that. Like, my production company did the work, and I got also paid as an influencer, but I knew doing this project the way the company wanted me to do the project, that it was not going to result in $15,000 in revenue for them. It was probably more for them. They were a massive, probably one of the biggest computer brands, global brands in the world. And so for them, that $15,000 was a drop in the bucket. Probably meant nothing. It's just a way to save on taxes, But you guys got to understand and remember, a lot of these brands and companies out there that are working or trying to work with influencers don't have that kind of money. And to them, every dollar really does matter, just like you. And so I think people need to come together and be better about thinking about their value, especially in today's day and age. There are so many people. I can go pay right now a bunch of micro influencers on TikTok $200, maybe less, give them free product, and one of those videos is bound to go viral and generate way more sales than if I paid you $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 for a bunch of content to promote to your audience. That is not going to track. So I think the smart thing in today's day and age is to pay a ton of micro influencers or trade product to a bunch of micro influencers for content, and hope that not only do you get more eyes because you're being spread to all of these audiences and all these micro audiences, but you are also you risk a better shot at one of your pieces of content going extremely viral and making tens, 20, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's just my input, and that's something I think that we've done pretty well at Prism Lens Effects, is getting our product into the hands of a bunch of people, whether they're, have 5,000 followers, 100,000, it doesn't really matter to us. We just want to get our product out there. And so we've kind of gone the more micro influencer route. And yeah, where this all stems from is I had recently asked, I was like, oh, it might be good that we do like a dedicated YouTube review with someone. And the number that we got quoted back, I was like, that would be a waste of money for our business. I just know, because I've seen the numbers of these influencers on the back end after we've paid them for content, and I see the sales that they generate, and it's not great. So all that being said, that's my stance, that's my take. In today's day and age, it's probably different years ago, but in today's day and age, with the amount of people creating content out there, your dollars are much better spent not spending 5, 8, 10, 15, 20,000 for an influencer with a following or influence, and just paying and getting your product out there to as many micro influencers as possible. Plus, I think they appreciate it more because they have the opportunity to work with a brand, and for them as a micro influencer, that might be something special, and they really care about that piece of content and that opportunity, and so they're going to really care about making and crafting that piece of content. Honestly, the best content we've gotten, bar none, has come from micro influencers because they care. This is a cool opportunity for them. And these influencers that have followings, even when they're getting paid good money, they don't care. They don't care about the end result. They just want their check. And that is the problem. And that is what I was trying to get at with my post. But anyways, carry on. I didn't articulate my viewpoint as well as I would have liked, but that's probably because I just had a 30-minute sauna session. My brain is cooked right now. I'm so hot.